welcome back to the Just Cards video hop. This month's theme is flowers. So with Mother's Day coming up, I decided to make my mum a Mother's Day card. And I've had this really pretty, I want to say pearlescent blush paper, and decided to use that as my card front. So I'm just cutting that to size for the front of my card. So what I will do is in the comments I will link all the products used in this video, and also I will list all of the other videos that are involved in this blog hop, so make sure you go down and check out the comments after this. And if you like my video, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos like this. So what I've done here is I'm doing a bit of an eclectic theme. I really wanted to do watercolor and metallics, and obviously pink is my color for this card, along with obviously flowers. So I found this really cool polka dot paper which had the pinks in it that I really liked, and what I'm doing, I also found here is some letters which are basically like I'd say double-sided tape. I don't know where I got these from, but I found them and I thought they would be perfect. So what I did with those is I just put them on the front of this paper, not perfectly. I sort of staggered them because I wanted an eclectic theme, and also placed them so that they weren't exactly, I don't know, a square, if that's even the right word for it, on the circles, just so that you could see the colour in behind it. So you can't really see it at the moment, but this is going to be the front sentiment of my card. So I've just placed the letters mum on one part and queen on the other part, and I'm just cutting those to size around the words there. I'm sort of just eyeballing it a bit, making it look sort of even around it, even though the words aren't, perfectly square on there. Okay, so now I'm just sort of filling around and trying to put everything onto the paper that I envision. So I'm just found a piece of paper and wrote on that what I was going to put in the middle, but decided, you'll see I ended up taking this out, but basically it had mum is a level above queen, is what I wrote, or is a level above on that card, and I was seeing how it looked, but I decided to take that out and put what actually I wanted to say on the inside of the card, which you'll see at the end, which explains my sentiment on the front. So it's basically an empowering quote that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just fussing around, placing all these bits that I envision on there. I've got this border with the colours that match the dots down there, which is where I wanted to put my watercolour flowers in. So I'm just looking to see how that fits on there, and I really like that frame, and I'm not going to do it square, I'm going to do it slightly off centered. So just laying it out and picturing in my mind what I want to do. And then I find, so I find pick out the bits that I'd picked at the beginning, so my gold flower, and also I had some leaves as well, and I popped that in there, and just pop a bit of white card behind there too, just to sort of help me see how it's going to look at the end. Make sure that I'm happy with it. And I also, which wasn't in my first vision, but I didn't think there was enough flowers of the bolder colours in there, so I ended up picking up another one to put on there. And I also thought that the dots were looking a bit too harsh for the flowers, so I changed it slightly, and you'll see in the end. So what I'm doing here is I've cut my piece to fit behind the pink border, and I'm doing my watercolour stamping of the flowers, and I'd gone through before this and picked all my colours that I wanted to go with all of this, with the greens and obviously the pinks. So I had that already picked out, the colourings. So yeah, as I said before, I will link those in my blog, which will be linked on this video in the comments. So yeah, just go through, and I keep I've picked out 3 different flower stamps that I liked, and I've used all them, and I just keep stamping and colouring until I have the fullness that I like, and then I get I'm just placing the flowers on there to make sure that I've got enough on there. And then once I'm happy with it, I get the blending pen and blend it all together. And the next part is I put double-sided tape on the white card, and I tape everything together. I don't make you watch all of this because it's pretty boring, pretty easy. And what else do I do? That border was, when I came back to look at it, I thought that I was a bit too pale, so I end up changing the colour of the border, but that's okay, you will see that later on. So I've taped the border on the flowers, and now I've just peeled off all the stickers on the front of the Queen and the Mum, and I'm just doing some gold leafing on the front of these so that the words are in gold. So I've put them on the gold leafing and just use a roller to make sure I'm burnishing it on properly. It's stuck really good and it's really flat. And then I peel those off and just turn it over and give it a good rub with my finger as well, just to make sure that it's on there good. And then I take off obviously the gold leafing around the words, which I don't need there. So that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of a tedious job, but I don't make you watch all that. It's fairly simple. You just sort of, brush it away or push it up just to make it stick on there. And it's very forgiving, so if you don't if you think you've messed it up, you haven't. So if there's a blank spot, you just get another bit of leafing and you stick it on. It's pretty easy. And so I've put those, finished doing those, and obviously put my tape on there, and I don't make you watch all of this tedious double-sided taping. I'm just placing things around again and making sure that I'm happy with my placement. And what I end up doing with, which you didn't see me do, is I found some tissue paper, and I wanted to just break up the harshness of the, I guess, the rectangle where the circles were on the Mum and the Queen. So I just got some tissue just to lay behind those two words, just to help soften the colours and the shapes. So I was really happy with that. And yeah, just double sided both of those to the back of those words as well. And obviously I've put it around the wrong way there, but do it right in the end. So yeah, just looking at my placement and just checking that I'm happy with everything and how it's looking. Make sure I'm still on the right track of how the picture is in my head. And I put it down because it kept moving around and it was annoying me. So I thought, I'll put them down and then it won't keep moving. So I think, yeah, so this is where I decided that the pink border just was getting lost. It needed jazzing up. I was already going to use the mica powders anyway, but yeah, this was a good opportunity to use them on here just to brighten up that border. So I put the I've just used the embossing pen around the border, just roughly, not anything fancy, because it's quite eclectic, and obviously with the tissue and everything I don't want everything perfect. And I just go around there and shake on the sticky embossing powder, and I brush off the excess around it, but it was brushed a bit too much off, so I have to put it on again. And then I heat that up so that I can put on the mica powder. And I don't quite heat it up enough, so I have to go back a second time. Okay, and I'm also putting tape on the other embellishments as well, while the embossing powder is drying a little bit, just making sure it's a bit tacky for the mica powder to stick to. So here I am sticking on the I'm sticking on dots. So I had some glue dots, and I thought that the white and gold flower I had was just too white and stark, so I wanted to bring some colour into it. So I put 2 glue dots on there. There was already gold dots on that flower, so I thought I'd put 2 gold dots on there and make them pink. And so I put those on there to bring in some colour, and on the little flower up there with the tissue paper behind it that I haven't stuck on. So that was a flower from the same kit as the border, but I'd raided my sister's stash and got some other flowers, so I've put another flower on top of it just to help with the colouring. But I really didn't like the diamond, what is it, like a diamante? It was like silvery. I wanted it gold, so I've put a glue dot on that one as well. So yeah, I've just gone over the border, touched it first, made sure that it was tacky, and got the brush and just dabbed on all the pink mica powder over the sticky embossing powder, and then heated it up again. Or took off the excess with a brush. Wasn't too fussy about it because it doesn't really matter. You can do it after you've heated it up to make it stick quite well. and then it won't take off the rest of it. So yeah, heated it up again and then use my brush to get it off. So just going back and checking how everything looks, the colours and everything, making sure I'm happy with it again. Just checking. Because once something's stuck, it's not always great to get it back off, depending on what you're using. So I'm still liking that, and the placement of everything, like of the flowers and the greenery. So I'm just sticking the greenery down and the flower down, and I don't know what I did with the flower, but you'll see later that it ends up coming off when I put the green mica powder on the flowers. If you can't tell, I love shiny things, so mica powder is like eyeshadow, like really shiny eyeshadow, and it's very shiny. So yeah, I made the leaves shine green with green mica powder, and yeah, put all my shines in there. So what I did with the flower is I thought that I had a nice actually eyeshadow colour that would work quite well on the flower, and when I put it on there, I tried it, it was not the right colour. So I end up, that's another good thing about the glue dots, is they are actually easy to take off and they're very forgiving. So I just took the glue dot off, put another one on and started again, and decided to go with the same pink mica powder I used for the border, and that worked out really well. So I stick everything down. I used to put the gold in the flower where I put the little glue dot, just to the top right of that border, I used some more gold foiling, and I just stick that on and I just mould it around the glue dot just to put it on there. And the reason I did that is because I wanted the golds to be the same colour. I didn't want them to be different. Sometimes I find with different products, sometimes the colours can be slightly different, like if you're using a foil from say Deco Foil, or you're using a foil from Heidi Swapp, sometimes they can be slightly different, not hugely, but because I had that there, I wanted to make sure they're the same gold colours, and obviously the flower is very light as well, so wanted to make sure they went together, so that's why I decided to do that. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see, but it's got the gold in the middle of the flower, which I've done with the foiling, and I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I think my daughter may have come in and interrupted me. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Busy fussing around. Oh, that's right. Yes, I was just doing the leaves and putting the sticky embossing powder. So I was obviously trying to find the embossing pen. So yeah, I just decided to make everything shiny and put the green mica powder on the leaves, and so I'm just heating that up now just to set it on there. You don't have to, but I like to. It just means that when I go back to brush off the excess or tap the excess off and clean it all up, that definitely doesn't come off, and it gives a really cool sheen to it. Like you'll see on the pink dots on the gold flower on the photos, or when I put it up to the camera, they look really cool, like these real pearlescent dots on there, and you would just not even know that they're glue dots and powder. They look really, really cool. So that's why I like to heat it up afterwards. It just gives it a really cool effect. This is the green. I also put in this top corner as well, I had some cut some little leaves out of double-sided tape and just stuck them up there just to add a bit more greenery on the other side and give it some shimmer as well. So that's what those are. I didn't show that part. I must have cut that bit out, sorry. And yeah, so I don't know what I did with that white and gold flower, but double-sided tape didn't really work, or I didn't do it properly, so I've just put some glue stick on that just to make sure it's got enough adhesive on it, and just put it over top of everything. And just, yeah, because I've heat set everything, just using the brush quite hard, not worrying about anything, and yeah, it comes off really well, all the excess mica powder. And obviously using it on the flower as well. So I think I probably did that a bit too quick. I don't know if you could see the two pink dots there, but they look very pearlescent. I was very happy with the colours, and because they're dots and there's dots on there, I just was very happy with the eclectic mix that I'd done there. So because I decided that I'd have the rest of my sentiment, well, not the rest of my sentiment, but a sentiment in the card to help, I guess, Mum get what I was saying on the front, I decided to put some more of the Pearl Blush card inside the card. And I went over to the computer and designed what I wanted to do, and I wanted to bring the gold back into it, and obviously the pink, gold and black from the front. So I went over and I did the foiling for the middle sentiment and wrote my nice Dear Mum and those signature butterfly kisses. And then once that was done, I double-sided tape again, and I did trim it down a bit because I was going to do it covering the whole inside, but I decided that actually no, I should be doing a slight border like the front to make it match, so I just trimmed that down a little bit and eyeballed that about 1/2 centimetre border at the front. And yeah, my first try at printing, I ended up printing, well, not try at printing, but yeah, I ended up, it came out with all this Heartgood stuff on the back, which you'll see there. Left over from meeting the night before. Yeah, obviously I didn't have printer when I'd paper in the printer when I printed it, and it came out when I was doing my project. But that's okay, we have the other side of the paper and Mum won't even know unless she pulls it off, so there you go. So that's my card all done. So you have your shiny bits on the front, Mum, a level above Queen, and yeah, very, very happy with that. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, and yeah, go and check out all the other videos and the bottom linked in the comments. Okay, until next time, see you later.